All right, what's going on, guys? So today in our lesson, we're going to be learning how to do a two-step equation. And you're probably wondering, wow, what does that even mean? But the reality is you already know because you know how to do a one-step equation. And you're like, I've never heard of that. Well, you've seen it and you've done it. So what does that look like? Well, it just looks something like x minus 3 equals 10, right? There's only one step to solve this equation. You just need to do one step to find x, and that's add 3 to each side so that this cancels out, and then 13. So all we're left is x equals 13. You know how to do that. We learned that. Now, really what's happening in a two-step equation is there's just one more extra step, only one more. It's actually quite simple. So if we do something like this, how about 2x minus 3 equals 10? You know that in any equation where there's an x, typically you're going to have to find what x is. That's the whole point of this. So in a two-step equation, there are two steps that you need to take to find x. What is the first, what would you think is the first step on this one? Typically, the rule goes as follows. You know PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Well, in these sort of equations, two-step equations, you're actually going the opposite way. So you're doing subtraction, addition, and so on and so forth. So what do? The first problem here is this. We have this 3. We need to get rid of this 3 so that we can isolate our x. So what do? Well, just like in a one-step equation, we add 3 to each side so that this cancels out. And we're just left on this side with 2x equals 10 plus 13, or 10 plus 3, which equals 13. Boom. But we haven't quite isolated the x yet, and that is our final step. So what do? Well, if we have anything that's being multiplied to an x, the only way to undo multiplication is to divide, or as some might say, multiply by the reciprocal. What is the reciprocal? The reciprocal is pretty much just a flip-flop version of a number. So in this case, the number 2. 2 is really just represented by 2 over 1. 2 divided by 1 equals 2. Now, the reciprocal of this is you're doing a little loop-de-loop switch. You're going to flip this 1 up top, and you're going to put this 2 down here to get you 1/2. Now, if you multiply by the 1/2 from 2, you can actually cancel this out so that all you're left with is 1x, which you can rewrite as just x. But you know that if you do one step on one side of an equation, you have to do the exact same step on the other equation. So we're going to multiply 13 by the same number, the reciprocal, which is 1/2. And then you do 13 times 1 divided by 2. So x equals 13 over 2. You can leave the answer as a fraction if you want, or you can do it in your calculator too. So if you want the answer as a decimal, you'll just do 13 divided by 2, and you get 6.5. So x equals 13.5, which also equals 6.5. And just like that, you've solved a two-step equation. It's not difficult. You know how to do it. You know the rules of PEMDAS. You know how to isolate x and undo the mess. So that leads me to a little cheer that I've designed, hopefully to get you to remember how to do this. So the chant goes something like this. Isolate x, undo the mess. This will help you ace your test. So that's the chant.